Hello everyone. When arranging exhaust ventilation in the kitchen, we must not forget about the supply air, since the hood will not work normally without fresh air entering the room. In kitchens with a gas stove during the operation of the burners, supply ventilation is simply necessary according to safety regulations. Therefore, during the operation of the gas stove, it is necessary to slightly open the window. If we take a little theory, then natural supply and exhaust ventilation works like this. Masses of cold air enter the room through an open window. After heating the air in the room, the air enters the exhaust ventilation shaft, thereby providing draft in it. Thus, there is an exchange of air in the room. But, it is worth closing the window and the access of fresh air stops. The air in the room is rarefied and the draft in the ventilation shaft is greatly reduced. The air stops circulating normally and odors are not removed from the kitchen. To improve the supply ventilation, there are various valves on sale, the purpose of which is to ensure the flow of fresh air into the room. The difference between a conventional supply valve and a heat exchanger is that a simple supply valve is an ordinary pipe connecting the street and the room, inside which a filter is installed, and in the room it is possible to adjust the intensity of the supply air. The recuperator valve, the device is more complex. It has a special fan that is controlled by a microcontroller, and the air coming from the street is specially heated in the device case. A kind of simple heat exchanger, this is a supply valve installed under the windowsill, where the incoming cold air from the street descends onto a working heating radiator and is heated, so there is no draft and there is an influx of fresh air. Such valves are commercially available. The finished device can be installed directly under the windowsill. For myself, I decided not to look for easy ways and, saving a little, make two supply valves with my own hands. For the manufacture of one supply valve, I needed a rectangular plastic duct 60*120, an elbow 60*120 at 90 degrees, one grill for the duct 60*120 with a mosquito net, and a grill 150*150 with the possibility of blocking the through hole. As a heater and noise absorber, I used tubular technical insulation made of polyethylene foam, and as a filter, a specially purchased foam rubber filter for a vacuum cleaner. Remarkably, such a valve can be integrated under a previously installed window. Having previously removed the outer ebb of the window, under the window opening, I expand the hole for free placement of the air duct in it, taking into account the fact that the air duct itself should lie with a slight slope towards the street so that condensate does not flow into the room. Further, the old ebb, in turn, should return to its place and still have a slope. Further, having determined the length of the duct, I make an inner shell from tubular insulation, by inserting and gluing the inner shell to the walls of the duct. Then, I install ventilation grills on the outer part of the duct, not forgetting to make a hole in the lower part to drain the condensate. Using mounting foam, I install the air duct under the window opening. From the inside I install the knee at 90 degrees facing down on the heating radiator. Next, I make the metal frame of the windowsill. I fill the entire internal volume of the windowsill with mounting foam and sew it up with drywall, on which tiles will later be laid. In a situation with a conventional plastic windowsill, you can exclude a 90-degree outlet from the circuit by immediately installing an adjustable grill with a filter. You can get acquainted with the option of making a windowsill from a metal profile and drywall from my other video, a link to which you will find in the description of this video. To adjust and block the flow of incoming air, I use a grate with the ability to adjust, glue a small section of the air duct to it, in which the foam rubber filter will be located, and install the grate under the windowsill. It is worth noting that after the installation of supply valves, although not by much, the draft increased with the windows closed, in the exhaust ventilation, which means that fresh air enters the room through the valves. Now in the kitchen, even with the windows closed, the supply ventilation will work, and the cold air from the supply, getting into the area of the heating radiator, will be heated, which will eliminate drafts and strong cooling of the room.